walked through the doorway thinking the compound had been cleared. I stood on a pressure plate IED. I spent quite a lot of time in and out of hospital for a 3-year period, and I was really low. I was very low, actually. I struggled for a long time because I was lost. And then I found skiing in December 2015, and I literally these days live for skiing. It's what drives me in my life. AFPST has played an absolutely massive role. To be able to push myself at a sport gives me that drive, gives me that reason to get up in the morning and go out and do what I love doing.
What we do with the Armed Forces Para Snowsports team is it's a journey. It's not this one-off opportunity, and that's what these individuals need. They need that journey to give focus, purpose, but also to really grow. They don't recover overnight. It takes a number of years to get to that point.
I was injured on the 25th of February 2007, just outside of Basra. We had been on an anti-indirect fire patrol. We went past a slip road and insurgents detonated a 45 kilogram IED, and I was pepper potted with shrapnel, which resulted in me having both of my eyes removed.
Ready?
So when the situation arose that I had to leave the armed forces, you know, it becomes quite a challenge to decide what to do for the future. So when snowboarding came up with AFPST and moving that forward was an absolute no-brainer for me. It's a passion more than a hobby or anything else. Having got back on the snow and got to the level we have, it is awesome.
In order to commit to them, we need to commit to the journey, and that's looking at financing the next 4-year cycle, and it's really becoming quite challenging to secure funding for that length of time. But people have been doing some incredible fundraising for us with some high energy events, which has just been amazing. But we are reaching out to corporates all the time to try and sustain the next cycle for us.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. Like Flynn. Like a glove.
So getting onto the sit ski for the first time, I was getting lifted in. I'm normally so stubbornly independent that I want to do everything myself, but I had to accept a little bit of help to get on, to get strapped in. But that's part of the learning process, I think. And once I was on, and once we'd kind of done a few little runs, it started to flow and feel really good, feel strong, feel balanced. And that was exciting because it makes me think about the possibilities going forward. For me, losing running was a huge thing. It was a big part of me. And this felt like that again. That pump, that kind of like outdoor, challenging yourself, pushing yourself, sweating. It was all part of what I loved before. I loved being in that zone where you're absolutely knackered and you're really pushing through. And this, although I only did probably 500 meters, I was in that same zone. So that zone will obviously get pushed further and further to the point where hopefully, you know, I'm competing internationally and really pushing the boundary and really pushing myself as a person.
It's an all-volunteer organisation, and that goes through all our staff, our board members and the coaches on the ground. We believe in this cause and we want our athletes to benefit from it. It means that every pound raised, 97% of that goes directly to the athletes on the ground. We do it because we want to do it. We want to continue supporting each other. We want to continue to push boundaries, challenge perception, and if you can find any way to support us, it would make a huge difference to the lives of our athletes.
For me personally, Snowsports brings such freedom. In the majority of my life, being totally blind, you know, I'm bound by a cane or assistance from somebody else in you know, just doing little things like going to the shops or so on. So when I get out on the slopes and I'm snowboarding, I'm completely free. The only thing that's attaching me to absolutely anybody is words. But apart from that, you know, what I do, how fast I go, and what I'm capable of doing is totally up to me, and it's completely and utterly liberating. It's a sense of freedom that you very rarely feel once you've totally lost your sight. So yeah, all I can say is thank you for making that possible.